Hi guys, I'm back with a brand new video and today is a Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me some questions over on my Instagram and today I'm going to be answering them. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lily Beth Hawkins McMinn. I am an actor. I also have 4 cats. I am a female. I work on the side. I still am in high school. I'm 16. I am the middle child and I am a Taurus. So now that you guys know me a little bit more, let me get straight into the questions. Now the first question is, how do I break down Shakespearean text? Well, you're lucky because I do have an example. So this piece is called Helena from All That Ends Well by William Shakespeare. The first small section of the monologue is, "Then I confess, here on my knees before high heaven anew, that before you and next onto high heaven, I love your son." So that to me would be one section. So when you section off your words in a monologue, that's called transitions. So the first smaller transition inside of that would be, "Then I confess," transition. "Here on my knees," transition. "Before high heavens anew, that before you and next onto high heaven," transition. "I love your son." So the reason you add transitions is because that is a change of thought. So you usually just draw a line and I just put a little number just like signifying like that is the first transition. I then break it up into the bigger chunks, which I did read from the start, and I'd call that one small little block of text. So it's easier for you to learn while trying to learn a monologue and memorize it. So beside that, I would then put the levels of tension. So the levels of tension include catatonic, Californian, economic, alert, suspense, passionate, and tragic. So those 7 levels I would just put beside that transition so that I know how I'm going to deliver the line. So the first line, I have just put a P. So that's a passionate line. So the way I deliver that is going to be strong and passionate. It's not going to be weak and quiet. Make sure it's really strong the way you pronounce it. And as long as you've broken them up, you've put how you're going to say them, pronounce them, make sure that you have all of it down packed. That is how I break down my Shakespearean text. Now, the next question is, what is your favorite movie? Now, my favorite movie is The Wolf of Wall Street. I know a lot of you people probably are thinking why that movie is wildly inappropriate, but to me, it is actually really inspirational. I know, like I said, it sounds a bit silly, but the way that it has been shot and presented and pieced together is absolutely fantastic. I love Margot Robbie and I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Them two together made a perfect pair. They are both fantastic actors. The way they portrayed each character was amazing, and I'm a real sucker for movies based on real events. So of course I loved it. I thought the storyline was totally crazy, and I thought it was great. I loved watching it and definitely would recommend for those over 16. The next question is how to learn and memorize your script and what are the tips and tricks that you do. First of all, which I know this is probably going to sound very silly, but make sure you highlight what you're saying. The reason I say this and make sure that it is so important is because the amount of people that don't actually highlight their text find it really hard to identify what they're saying, and it takes a lot longer to pick up those lines. If you highlight it, you know what you're going to say. If you are doing a cold read, you look down, you know what you're saying. So definitely highlight. Another thing that I do is I make sure to record myself, and I just record this on my voice memos and then listen to it. You can rehearse saying it different ways. Don't get stuck in the pattern of doing it the same way every time, because that's not productive. You need to make sure that you are able to be versatile and make sure that you're able to manipulate the way the text is worded to your advantage. So definitely making sure that you know the script is also really important. So definitely tips would be highlighting and recording yourself so that you can listen to it when you're on the go. If you don't have your piece of paper, you know what you're saying. So those are a couple of tips and tricks that I use. Now the next question is, who is your favorite actor and why? Now this is a really hard question for me because I aspire and admire so many people in the film industry. To choose just one person is completely insane, but I have nailed it down to a couple of people. My favourite actresses are definitely Margot Robbie. She's such an inspiration. She came from the Gold Coast, which is where I am from. I really admire her. I love her. I think she's so gorgeous. The way she acts is fantastic. Her accent work is amazing. I just hope that that is me one day. I definitely aspire to be exactly like her. Much like Cody Fern, he's also an Australian actor. His big hit was American Horror Story, which is my favourite show. So I definitely aspire to be like him. I mean, he just one day woke up famous. I mean, obviously that didn't, you know, hard work pays off. But in his case, it was just, you know, from nobody really to American Horror Story. And to me, that is such an inspiration for all young aspiring Australian actors. That is so fantastic. And I definitely hope that I definitely get that opportunity in the years to come. The next question is, how long have you wanted to be an actor for? Now, this is a really great question. Last year was when I decided. I was definitely passionate about it, and last year was the time to take action. I was in my school's play last year. I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. I mean, the play was fantastic. Obviously, I was in it. So it obviously was fantastic. But in all seriousness, I didn't really think that it was going to be that big of a deal. But the last performance really made me realize that this is definitely what I want to do. I want to show people that I can make them feel things through acting as somebody else. You know, I want to tell other people's stories. I want to make the audience feel for my character. I want to give justice to my character and show that I am versatile and can definitely change who I am. I really want to show everybody how amazing it is to be an actor. But I'm so thankful and lucky that I had that opportunity. But yeah, definitely last year is when I wanted to become an actor. So yeah, the next question is, why are you always so happy? Now this question is a bit difficult to answer. I am not always happy. I mean, sometimes you have your good days, you have your great days, you have your fantastic days, and then you have those really crap days. So I'm definitely not one to go, oh my gosh, life is amazing all the time, because sometimes you do need that reality to snap in and realize that not everything is fantastic. You can't sit back and be negative, especially in my field, but you really have to go into the film industry having a tough skin and just throwing all those negative thoughts aside. I think that helps me with being happy and staying positive is definitely crystals. I love crystals, calcified minerals, if you will. I'm not a super like big collector because I'm also not rich, so I can't afford every rock on the earth. But even just having that small little thing in the back of your head going, oh, that crystal might help me with that. I really like green, and jade is a really good luck stone, as well as adventuring, which is a bit of a creative stone. So that helps me stay positive. Small things like that give me incentive to just like always stay on my feet, always be positive. You don't let small things worry you. Life is too short to be worrying about silly little pissy things. You know, you need to grow up, be mature, and be happy. It's really not worth being sad all the time. So you just got to power through, and people will love you for who you are. And if they don't, then oh well, you know, there's nothing that you can do about that. So that is how I try and stay positive. I try and look at the, you know, brighter side of things, you know. The last question is, what is your favorite play? My favorite play is the first ever play that I did read was Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It was something that I didn't really want to read. I picked it up and thought, oh, that's a great name, you know, I'm gonna read that, and then pushed it away to the side. But once I actually picked it up and read it, it left me just wanting more. I just had to continue reading it. I couldn't leave it there once I had started. Martha and George's relationship is so, you know, diverse, but they have such a great dynamic together, and I think that is definitely shown really well in the movie between Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. I love the movie. The film is absolutely amazing. The acting is amazing. It is a black and white film, but I mean, that is to be expected. It is a bit of an older film and an older play, but it is absolutely amazing. The book leaves you with suspense and mystery, and you just want to know what the end is, and then you get to the end and you're really not sure if that is the end or what is the end. I mean, that's what I got from it. But like I said, it's an amazing book, amazing read, amazing film to watch, and I would definitely recommend it for anybody. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I will link my Instagram below so you guys can watch my story, which I post quite frequently on. You guys will also get to see a little bit of behind the scenes there as well. I hope you guys have the most fantastic day, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye.